My family history, I know up to my grandfathers, like father's side and the mother's side, both of them. My from mother's side, my grandfather, they were actually they originally they come from Dera Ismail Khan in Pakistan, but they were in fruit business. They were the merchants, and they settled in Lalpur at the time of partition. My father's side, after my mom got married and all that, uh, they were. I was born in Rawalpindi, and eventually they were settled in Lahore. The area my family comes from, they are near Balochistan, because Dara, see all these what religious leaders, what you call it, they used to have their own communities and names were based on Dera Ismail Khan, Dera Ghazi Khan, and those kind of things. And there's a very unique language, it's called Dere-wali. That's what we used to speak. And I think I'm the last generation. It's going to disappear. Because, except 2 or 3 cousins, nobody speaks that language.
So is it similar to Punjabi?
Similar to, but still it much difference. It's similar to Saraki in Pakistan, somewhere there. And I heard that, yeah, it is, but not 100%.
Could you say something in
Punjabi, kithe janda pe, in that language, kitha venda pe. So there's certain words are completely different, some are little same.
Is there a written script for the language?
No.
How do you spell that? The name of the language?
Dere-wali, Derewali. Dera is like, Dera is like, it's not a camp where they settle certain tribes. Yeah. But I think my family was from those hilly areas. At home, after the partition, or even with the parents, it was Dere-wali. And few of my uncles and aunts, Dere-wali, right? Because that was the primary language. Eventually, when the second generation started coming, they switched that to Hindi. Dere-wali disappeared. Like some of my cousins, they understand Dere-wali, but they cannot speak. And some, like one of my cousins, she went back to Hyderabad last week. In India, we were together, we used to talk to each other in Dere-wali, but now talk to each other in Hindi. I mean, things have changed.
What about your brother and your sister? You still speak
With
Dere-wali?
my brother and sister, Dere-wali. Yeah. But nephews, no. They don't understand that. At the time of partition, what I recall was like my father, my mother, myself, my brother, and the grandfather. We were in Tanga, horse cart used to be there. And that's how we left. And I remember that time I saw the fires, the houses on fires. What I heard, my grandfather had some cash. He carried that, and he had a big rifle. Right. And what I heard later on that time, I don't remember, but he was assisted by one of his workers who was a Muslim. Right. So he helped him to get out, and something had to be done. So he was a protector. And another thing was not only that, my grandfather was wearing a cap which was a Muslim cap. So they could pretend to be Muslim or whatever. We spent some time with my aunt that was in Faridabad. And we were living in the tent. There were a lot of tents all over. We were living there, and no toilets, common toilets, or you can say they used to be hand pumped to get the water, single place. And it was a tough time. People didn't have a job, and at the same time, all of them, they lost the property. Eventually, my grandfather, if I just recall, I mean, they moved to New Delhi. New Delhi means Delhi. And what was going on that time, because Muslims went to Pakistan and Hindus came here, a lot of houses were empty. So wherever they could find, they just started living there. So they found a small room, small house. They started living there. Eventually, I think, I don't know after how many years, they became the owner. There were only 2 rooms and all that. My father eventually, he got a job because he was educated. Normally in the families, they were not that much education, but my uncles, my father, they were. And he found a job in UP. There is a place called Ginor as an inspector. And I remember people used to come and give us like boxes of sweets and their notes inside. And my father didn't like it. He said, no, we don't want it. So he quit the job.
So you mean they were bribing him?
They would try to bribe him. I mean, they used to come, give it to me. My father used to come, get angry why you took it. And they used to return it. He said, look, I don't want that job. Because, that time the people were very honest, and bribe was considered as not the crime, as sin. Not anymore, but that's what it was. So finally he left, he found a job with the US Post Office. Yeah. So we moved to Shimla. That's where I grew up. India, I left in 1970. Yeah, I hitchhiked to Germany.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was fun. Then I did civil engineering there. Then I met one friend. He wanted to go have hitchhike. And I said, okay, then we got another one, 3 of us. We went to Bombay and we took the cargo ship, went to Basra. From Basra, I went to Baghdad, Syria, and all those. Backpacks. It was fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, we really enjoyed it. When I left, I had that time Indian government allowed only £5 currency. You couldn't carry more than that. So we ended up in Germany, found job. It was tough, language. Worked for a year, and moved to Canada. I lived there for 10 years, and came to US. But I'm happy with my life. It's okay, I enjoy it. At the same time, it comes, nothing is permanent. I mean, same thing can happen again, but not this way, but it can happen in a different way. Similar thing happened, come to think of, in 1984, 85, right? So it can happen any time, it can be any reason. I mean, but whatever happened, it was sad. It shouldn't have happened. I mean, it's not. What is the right word? I mean, we saw a lot of brutality. It shouldn't happen.